Hello and welcome to a brief overview of the Money Ledger Pro Bookkeeping Program for personal and one business with one input tax. In this video, you'll see how you can easily keep track of all your business and personal expenses and revenue and one input tax with this program. Let's take a brief look at the screens and enter a few transactions. The screen you're looking at now is the opening screen, which is the first screen you will see when you launch the program. In the middle of the screen, you'll notice three buttons: Current File, New File, and Open File. To start the program for the very first time, you will need to choose New File to create a brand new bookkeeping file. We are now in the main working screen, and as you can see at the top of the screen, we've created a new bookkeeping file, but let's give it a more descriptive name. And to do that, you would choose Save. So clicking on the Save button will take us to a screen where you can choose the destination of your bookkeeping file and also choose any bookkeeping file that you would like. So let's call this one ABC Bookkeeping, and then choose Save when done. Now you can see we have a more descriptive bookkeeping file name, and to the right of it you can see a star, which allows us to tag this file as our current file, which means that next time you open the program and at the opening screen you can choose the current file button to take you directly to this bookkeeping file without having to search for it each time. Okay, before we start making our entries, we need to go into the setup screen to complete our setup. And we simply follow through the prompts. At the top left, we can choose when our financial year begins. We can then choose which month our financial year begins. Going back to the left, we can edit all our different account names, credit cards, bank accounts, and so on that we wish to track. We click Add to create a new one. You choose the X on the right to delete. Choose Close when completed. To the right, we can set up two different input taxes. We have our default tax name we can put in and the percentage tax rate, and a secondary tax that we can choose from time to time instead of our default. Scrolling down further, we can now choose different income category names. Click on the Edit Category button, and here you can add various income category names and edit them. And to the right, you can choose the X to delete. And to the left, you can see there's check boxes that indicate items to appear on business financial statement. So if the income category is business related, leave this checked. If it's a personal only category, then uncheck it and it will not appear on your business financial statement. When done, click Close. Scrolling down, we now can edit all our expense category names. At the bottom is an Edit Category button, which takes us into the Edit screen, which has various columns. In the center column, we have all our expense category names, and you can set those up any way you would like. To the right, we have split percentages between business and personal. So for example, if you have an automotive expense or you have a car that you're using 80% for business and let's say 20% for personal, and you can scroll through and change that, then you simply set up your ratios here. Later, when you do your entries, and you're going to see that in a few minutes when we show you some entries, you have the option to choose from business only, personal only, or a split between the two. If you choose split, it'll automatically calculate your entry based on the ratios you place here. The same for home office expenses. If you have a home office and you have an electric bill come in, and you want to split that 10% to business and 90% personal, you simply set it up here the way you would like and choose Split on the entry, and the math will get done for you. On the left side of the screen, we have items to appear on a business financial statement. So if it's a business related item such as bank charges, make sure you leave that check mark on. That way that item will appear on your business financial statement. If it's a personal item and it's not business related, such as cable TV, leave it unchecked, and that way it will not show up in your business statement but only on your overall. Once you're done, click Close. That takes us back to our main edit screen. And at the very bottom section, we have pre-written descriptions. So instead of writing out your descriptions for your repetitive entries, you can choose them off this list. And we're going to show you an example of how that works when we do our entries. There's also sort buttons. So if you like, you can sort these by alphabetically. Once you're done, click Save Changes, and it'll take us back to our main working screen. Okay, so we've created our bookkeeping file and we've completed the setup. So from this point forward, it's just a matter of doing our entries. So to do entries, you choose the Enter Record green button at the top left. You click on that, it takes you into our Enter Record screen. Now here you simply follow the prompts. The top item, which is optional, is the reconciliation box. If you have the paper statement in front of you, you can reconcile the entry immediately. Or if there's no receipt, or if there's foreign currency involved, you simply choose. Going down, we have our date. So let's say we have September 18th. Then let's say it's a Visa entry. And here we can choose between business, personal, or a split between the two. So let's say this is a split entry. And we choose automotive, gas, and oil. And we can choose our pre-written description if we like. And we can also edit that. Put in our total of the entry. Choose which tax or no tax if we like. You can edit the tax value as well. And when you're done, you just simply choose Submit. Okay, our entry is done. You can see it populated behind me, behind this window. Okay, let's continue on. Let's say another entry. 25th of September. We have something going to savings. Let's say it's business and it's income. And we can choose that, or we can enter our own description if you like. And let's put in our value, the tax, and submit. An entry is done. So you simply just go through and you can continue as you would like. You flip through the months as well. And let's just do one more. From our checking account, it's personal. And let's say this is going to be cable TV. And it's $34. And it's cable for home is our description. And we don't need to track our tax since it's not business related. Choose Submit, and we're all set. Okay, so when we choose Close, we see our entries are sitting here. Now, to view our report, you would simply click on the Report button. And you can see here's our income at the top. And then it scrolls down to our expenses, and it'll show us our net income. On the left side, we have an overall summary showing total, business, input tax, and personal. On the right side, we see a business-only summary showing only business income and expenses. And as we scroll down, you can see the total expenses, the net income is all being calculated for us. On the left, we have input tax summary showing how much input tax we've collected, paid, and the net balance due. We have a reconciliation report showing how many entries we've done so far and how many of them we need to reconcile still. And then below that, we have payment type summary showing all our different payment types and how much we've used with each. Okay, so let's go back to our working screen, and we can see on the left side we have a reconciliation column. So when you get your paper statements in the mail, you can do your reconciliations from here, and you can say, yes, I see that entry on my Visa bill, I see this one on my bank statement, and so on. Then when you go to your report screen, you can see on the bottom right that our reconciliation has been completed because there's no outstanding reconciliation items or balances displayed there. Now you're also going to notice here some filter buttons. You can filter all the entries by month or by quarter. You can also sort by date. You can also filter by account type. And then when you go to your reports, you can also filter your report by those same characteristics there. Okay, so finally we also have the ability to do some edit after the fact. We can delete the entries here, and you can also edit the entry as you would like. So let's edit this particular entry here. And when you look at the Enter Record screen, the one thing we need to note is at the very bottom there's a Receipt Manager button, which allows you to take scanned images or take snapshots of your receipts and attach them to the bookkeeping entry. And later you can view the receipts and you can print them, and it makes for easy archiving. I should also mention that this feature is available on all the smartphone and tablet apps that are free that come with the Ledger program. So if you do choose the smartphone app, the enter record screen will look like this one with the receipt manager button there as well, allowing you to use the camera on your smartphone or on your tablet to take a picture of those receipts and upload them. So anyway, let's go to the receipt manager. That takes us to the receipt manager screen. At the top, we have the option to scan a new receipt. You can browse your computer for an existing receipt and attach it to this bookkeeping entry. And at the bottom section, you can see you can view whatever images are attached to this bookkeeping entry. And you can attach multiple images to the bookkeeping entry as you like. To the left, you can choose to delete that entry, or if you want to view it, you just click on it and you can see there's your receipt that you scanned with your camera of your computer. And you can also print it. So let's say we want to do another receipt with this bookkeeping entry. You would then just choose Scan Receipt. You would hold up the receipt to your camera, and you just simply hold it until it's steady, and you can, oh, I'll just rescan it. Okay, and once you're satisfied, you click Done, and you simply head, and you have the file show up here. And you can change the name if you like, and if you're satisfied, choose Submit. And now we have both receipts on this particular entry, and we go back to our main screen. Once you're satisfied, just choose Save Changes, and we're all set. And finally, at the very top, we can see there's those larger buttons. We have New to create new bookkeeping files. You can create files for each year or each business. You can choose to open a file, a previous file. You can save your work. You can export your work to a PDF or a spreadsheet format. You can print different reports, and you can go back to your setup screen to make changes at any time. There's also a handy notes button that you can choose to make any kind of notes that you would like to submit as part of the bookkeeping file for easy reference. And that's really all there's to it. I hope you found the video helpful, and thanks for tuning in.